Kamalo proper is hereby maintained, and Kamalo extension is hereby revoked in its thought entirely. Entirely. The second Kamalo is entirely revoked. They will be written to all those who were allocated land there, will be officially communicated in writing that their allocation have been revoked. That efforts are made to the effect that the Kamalo file is produced is also hereby adopted. Remember, the Kamalo file disappeared immediately after the investigation commenced. We've still not got the file, but we hope to see the file soon. Consequently, allottees with multiple allocation hereby forfeit one to the state within Kamalo proper. In short, those who were given two will now be left with one. Recommendation 8. On the recommendation to conduct Kamalo proper was 40 plots in total. 12 have been forfeited. Kamalo extension, 28, all cancelled. On the multiple allocation in Kamalo proper, names of allottees listed. JFR Trading were given plot 12 and 13. Plot 13 have been revoked. GOPI Furniture Limited was given plot 2027, plot 27 revoked. Hydra Foam Manufacturing was given plot 14 and 15, plot 15 revoked. GQ Trading Company Limited, Co. Mohammed Jah, was given plot 23, 24, plot 24 revoked. Started first by trying to see what can we do, what can be done to improve on what we had before to make a better Hajj for all our pilgrims for this country. First, we looked at the arrangements. First, we started with airfares, because airfares can be the most expensive in any Hajj package. We agreed that we will not go $1 more from what we paid last year. And then 2 months ago, Gambia was among the 22 countries that have met all its requirements for the pilgrimage of 2025. The Saudis sent us a letter confirming that the government of the Gambia have met all the requirements of Hajj in 2025 from last year. $200 cheaper from what we paid last year. And then I told them, from the experience of our pilgrim last year, some agents did not meet the food standard. Some agents did not meet the food standard. I say, look, these are Gambian citizens. They deserve to be protected. We have to prepare our own menu. All the committee, all of you will sit down. Prepare a menu, and that menu, all of us agree on the menu. That menu will be the menu to be provided for Gambian pilgrims throughout the Hajj.
Thank you for honoring our invitation to be here with us. But before I proceed, as tradition dictates, wherever we gather, we seek the blessing of the Almighty Allah. Can we kindly pray in our own individual ways? Bismillah. Allahumma amin. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all our prayers and guide us through for a very successful press briefing. As you are already aware, we gathered here to update our partners, the Gambians, of the purpose of this gathering. One, which is about the Hajj. As Muslims, we all know that the Hajj is fast approaching, and as ministry in charge of religious affairs, we don't want to wait till the last minute. We start informing the people of the steps taken and the way forward. And another important issue that is before us today is about the Kamalo report. You may be aware that the Honorable Minister established a task force to investigate the issue of the Kamalo and advise the ministry accordingly. As a ministry, we have to inform our development partners, the population, and all Gambians watching home or abroad. We need to make it clear to them. It's better to get it from the horse's mouth and not to be following, different opinions or rumors around. So what the Honorable is going to tell you today, those are the position of the ministry, and it's our policies, and as a government, that's our stand. Key important issues, let me repeat, the Hajj for 2025 and the Kamala report. So basically, those are the two important areas that we want to discuss with you. Before I, immediately after me, will allow the Honorable Minister AMAT Nkeba to inform you the position of the ministry and the government, and therefore will open the floor for any question from our partners, our public, about the efforts made and the way forward. On that note, please allow me, with your permission, Honorable, to invite you here to the podium to inform the general public about the two issues raised. Thank you so much. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all our prayers and make it a very successful event. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Permanent Secretary. Good afternoon to all of you. I must apologize. Mondays are usually not the best of days in any ministry, particularly the Ministry of Lands, Regional Government, Religious Affairs. We are extremely overwhelmed. We had to struggle to get out of the ministry to be here. And on my way, I realized that even my documents were left at the office, so I have to go back and pick them up. So my apologies to all of you for the time you stood here waiting for that long. I apologize unreservedly for that matter. I just felt that it is time that we sit down and have a small chat and inform the public what we have been doing as a government and also as a commission, and indeed as operators within the Hajj industry. And we believe that all of us together have worked very hard. Overall achievement that we are heading towards in this year Hajj 2025. It's not been an easy journey, as I said. It's been a difficult one, as you all know that reform goes with a lot of challenges. And when you want to reform people, and that's why we were also very cautious, knowing fully well that changing things not always easy. You will always expect to have some challenges. That's why we were very cautious and tried to be as diplomatic as possible. I may not even read the whole text. Maybe when I come to name the agencies, I'll read the text and I will tell you. Let me take this opportunity, first of all, to thank the ministry, Permanent Secretary Ndei Marinjai, Permanent Secretary Sisao, the two Deputy Permanent Secretaries, the directors, and all officials of the ministry, and also thank the Hajj Commission, the Emir ul Hajj, the Secretary to the Commission, the members of the Commission, all of them for that matter, for their cooperation in the quest for us to get to where we are. And I must thank all Commission members for really doing everything possible for us to make the gains that we have gained in the last 2 months in this whole process. We started very early because of the problems we had in the past years. We felt that it was important that we start early so that at least we should be able to meet up some of the challenges that we have been facing, collectively, all of us together. And I must say that we had a good commission that was determined under the leadership of the Amir and the ministry. They cooperated extremely well. As I said, there were challenges, but those challenges were expected at our end because we have reformed institutions. And I know in reforming institutions, there must be a challenge. There must be people who do not understand where you're heading to. And in that process, they are confused. Sometimes they even try to resist the change. But we were doing that for the general good, because this government have the interest of the people. We are elected by the people, we work for your interest, and we stand to defend your interests at all times. We have a leadership who is very sympathetic to the plight of Gambians at every level. And therefore, he tasked me and my ministry and all others to make sure that we do the needful to have a successful Hajj this year. And on that note, we also had Governor of West Coast, who was very supportive at every level, even though he's not a co-opted member in the commission, but he has participated in most of our deliberations in supporting us, making sure that we succeed in this process. So, Mr. Governor, I thank you also for all your support for that matter. Now, as you're aware, we had at Hajj last year. There are some few hitches that we felt it was important this year. We tried to resolve them. And we started first by trying to see what can we do, what can be done to improve on what we had before to make a better Hajj for all our pilgrims for this country. First, we looked at the arrangements. First, we started with airfares, because airfares can be the most expensive in any Hajj package. We agreed that we will not go $1 more from what we paid last year, because petrol prices have been slightly stable in the international market. Therefore, airlines have no justification to give us huge cost for transporting our pilgrims. We agreed as a ministry and as a commission to see that airfares this year remain either what they are or less than what they were. And there was a tender process conducted by the commission. And this tender, people tendered, and when they tendered, of course, there was a winner who came out with the strongest and most responsive bid, and that happened to be the Gambia International Airline, GIA. They have a partnership with a company in Dubai. Well, this company in Dubai was also brought before cabinet months ago by the Ministry of Works. We ratified the agreement they had with DIA, with their desire to operate flights between Banjul and the sub-region. And we felt that the offer they gave was a good offer. So we were on that. We knew that some people wanted it differently. They wanted to have companies that were asking for too much. One of them, I would say, was Flynas. This is a Saudi company, a reputable Saudi company, very good Saudi company, no doubt about that. So after we have decided on taking GIA, which is a Gambian company, and whatever profit they have will stay in the Gambia. And take note, they are employing over 300 Gambians. And we owe it to those people to maintain their jobs. So when GIA won the tender, we believe as a ministry and as a commission, we should go along with that. However, we did not stop there. We dispatched a team of qualified personnel from the civil aviation, from the GIA themselves, and the Hajj Commission members. They went to visit them in Dubai just to establish the credibility of the company. They came back, the report was positive, that the company is capable of doing the job of lifting our pilgrims. Well, I accepted that advice, I took it up, and then of course a contract was signed between the Hajj Commission and this joint bid of GIA and the Dubai company. Then a few weeks later, we received a letter coming from the Saudi Civil Aviation Authority saying that 50% of our passengers, of our pilgrims, should be lifted by flyers. That became an issue of sovereignty, because if we are to be dictated who lifts our pilgrims without going through the due process that we have, the laws that we have in this country, I felt that was a little bit too much, even though there were people propagating for them, there were people who were lobbying for them and doing all that for us. We felt we are a small country, we don't have power, the muscles of big countries. Probably the next thing to do was to act swiftly. I dispatched a delegation led by Ambassador Yabo, together with lawyer Ibrahima from the ministry and the Hajj Amirul Hajj and the secretary to the commission, and also the permanent secretary, Mr. Sisao. They went to Dakar. It was on a Saturday. They even crossed at night. I told them that they have to leave immediately to go and meet the Saudi ambassador. They met the Saudi ambassador. They made a very strong presentation to the Saudi authorities through the ambassador. The fares were extremely high. There is no Gambian pilgrim who would have been able to pay what they were asking us to do. And we've seen what we have seen, and a strong presentation was done. And I think the Saudis, to a certain extent, accepted this presentation. When they came back, I told them to put it in writing. They took the letter back to the Saudi ambassador. And then the Saudi ambassador sent it to the Saudi authorities. We have strong position that we presented. And finally, the Saudis then replied to us a few months later that they have accepted the deal between GIA and the Hajj Commission and the Dubai company. They gave us no objection to the agreement, which was a great achievement through the hard work of professionals who have done a good job in saving us from increasing or going for a higher, because you cannot divide your pilgrims. One is paying this, the other one paying that. That was just not possible for us. As a government, we felt that it was important to address that. And that was also addressed. And then 2 months ago, Gambia was among the 22 countries that have met all its requirements for the pilgrimage of 2025. The Saudis sent us a letter confirming that the government of the Gambia have met all the requirements of Hajj in 2025. However, we believe then the letter was not out. We still felt that there was a need to have a letter saying that of no objection, because we didn't want to go up to the middle and they would start telling us, oh, you have to use flying us after the price had been decided. But later on we got the letter that was confirmed. And then, of course, there was this company that came here, introduced to us, and they came here twice. We saw them. We had a degree of trust in them, because we also believed that last year, Gambians stayed, 2,000 pilgrims stayed in 13 different places. That makes it even difficult. Some of them were not accessing medical services as required because people cannot reach out to them. They were living far from each other. And that was not, one, safe. In case of any national emergency evacuation, it will almost be impossible to rescue Gambian pilgrims. We realize that bigger countries are staying in one vicinity, one area. The Gambia is small, one of the smallest countries. We're having to stay in 13 different places. We felt that has to be addressed as a government. And we engaged a company. They had a discussion with our commission. When they discussed with us, we told them categorically, we will leave this matter with the commission to discuss with them and to agree or to disagree. They signed a contract, and I still said that they have to go and see what these people have got, because we cannot take it for granted. So a team was dispatched. They went there, and this team went to search for a place where our pilgrims will stay. I think for some reason, these people wanted to take us for granted. They thought that because they came here and that things would be easy for them. After 3-4 days, I got information that they were still have not shown them a suitable place for our pilgrims. I gave them a call by midday today we'll cancel the contract, because my advice to the commission was write a clause in the contract that in the event we are not satisfied of the facility they are offering, the contract is deemed void automatically. That's what I advised I gave them. So when they got the information from me directly, I think by 1 p.m. they got them places of satisfaction. One, Medina, I personally, when I went to this last conference, took an opportunity to go and visit the place. I saw it. You walk 3 minutes, you are in Rauda, and I was very impressed, and I saw the hotels. You don't need to walk distant. It's just 5 minutes. You are into the great mosque where the Prophet himself is lying with his companions, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then we proceeded to Mecca. I saw the hotel. It's a 5-star hotel. 5-star hotel that is almost brand new, the hotel itself. And I really felt that it was important. It was too good to believe. I said they wanted a deposit. Immediately I contacted the central bank. They gave them the money. When I went there, I wanted to see the hotel. I saw the hotel. I still feel it's too good to believe. I demanded for the receipt. We paid deposit. I demanded for the booking confirmation as a hotelier, because I told them it's important to have that. I told the Amir to come with the receipt of deposit of the amount paid for this hotel, also to come with the booking confirmation of this hotel. And we even met the authorities of the hotel. And that really, as far as I'm concerned, complete the rest of it. And I also realized, Minna, we had some issues there. I met the minister. We had a discussion over this issue. And he told me that they would resolve it immediately. The next morning, he signed the agreement. He authorized it immediately after my meeting with the minister. And the Hajj Commission signed. This time, we upgraded the Gambian pilgrims. We are not staying in class C. Am I right? We are staying in class D. We are staying in class C and not D anymore. I think our pilgrims deserve better. It's a little bit of cost on that one. That's the only element where we have got a little bit of cost increase, because I wanted us to get the best standard. So we went for class D, because the comfort of our pilgrims, class C, comfort of our pilgrims is important to the government. President Barrow feels that our pilgrims should have the best out of the best. Even though we are a small country with little resources, we should be able to use our expertise to make our pilgrims comfortable. Now, then we look at the airfares. We realize that the airfares, we have got $10 less of last year from the bid. We look at food and accommodation. We have got $200 less from last year. $200 cheaper from what we paid last year. And then I told them, from the experience of our pilgrim last year, some agents did not meet the food standard. Some agents did not meet the food standard. I said, look, these are Gambian citizens. They deserve to be protected. We have to prepare our own menu. All the committee, all of you will sit down. Prepare a menu, and that menu, all of us agree on the menu. That menu will be the menu to be provided for Gambian pilgrims throughout the Hajj. And I said further, we don't want Saudis to cook for us what we don't want. Gambian delicacy, we love to eat our food, and we love our food. At their own cost, they have to fly 3 cooks at their cost, who will supervise the implementation of that menu to the letter from A to Z, so that when people are served food, they serve what they agreed here. This menu, government is not going to dictate it. You, as stakeholders, you will have to decide what you want day A, what do you want for dinner, what do you want for lunch, what do you want for breakfast. And they have agreed to that they will respect the menu. I said, yes, but by word of mouth is not enough. We want to bring our own cooks at your own cost, who will supervise your cooks and tell them how to cook, or they cook for you. So that when the food is dished, no Gambian will go and buy extra chicken or go and buy extra food for your money. We've seen people who have gone on Hajj and they were still buying food. Even though the food was paid for in their package, they were still going out to buy food. In some agents, let me underline the word some. It's not general, to be fair to those who have been doing well to feed their pilgrims. So this year, you will all sit down, draft a menu, and give us the menu that you agreed. You all have to agree to the menu. And when you agree to that menu, we will send them the menu. They even agreed that some of the ingredients we can buy here on time, ship it, let it go. So that when our cooks are there, they will be able to use some of those ingredients in order to give us the best food during our duration in Saudi Arabia and in Medina. They've inspected the cooking facilities. They've seen everything. I think they were very impressed with it. And we believe that really this Hajj will make a difference for all of us, but we have to pray. We have to pray. We need to pray for this thing to happen. Now, the other aspect is about our medical facilities. I think the commission insisted, the Saudi authority insisted, deadline was a few days ago for the Ministry of Health to provide the names of people that will be accredited, and that I think the list is done, am I right, and sent. The other thing that you needed to tell them is about the media, because the media also, they were having a deadline for the media company that want to go with pilgrims to be able to apply and then be accredited. I think you need to, Mr. Secretary, did you disseminate that information to the media houses? You not only GRTS, all others who are interested. This is about a national issue, not only limited to GRTS. I mean, any other media house that is prepared to do that. However, the Saudi authorities are very strict this year. They are not, I met the minister. We had a series of discussion. One of them centered with the issue of students. Where the student, whether diplomat, anyone caught, anybody caught in the Hajj who is not licensed to be there, whether you are a Saudi citizen, whether you are a foreigner, you will be fined, is it 50,000? Huh? They have the fine here, 50,000. Deported. If you are a foreigner to live, you will be deported out of the country. I appeal to them. I say, look, we have students who are here, who are Gambians. It's an opportunity for them to also go and perform the Hajj. We cannot accommodate them in our quota. They said, after a long argument, they said, okay, we'll do a quota for them in the university, but will not be limited to Gambia alone. We will tell them to apply through the universities. And the universities now will determine who they give it to. But it will not be only for Gambia. You are not the only country with Muslim and students here in Saudi Arabia. I said, but we are the only one who approach you making a plea for our students. He said, as a government, when we decide, we cannot discriminate. So it has to be everybody on board. So our students, as I told the Permanent Secretary Sisao, to write to the Foreign Ministry to inform them so that the Gambian students can be informed to apply through their universities early, because maybe other countries don't know about it. So it's important that our students be one of the first to apply. So I have instructed PSC Sao to do the occasion to perform Hajj with the Saudi universities to make it possible for them to be licensed to come and join us. The other aspect is the embassy can only bring, this is a ministerial decision, can only bring 10 people. We just felt that it was important to look at the financial services, where we have realized that you are losing a lot of money as agents, that you can do better services. We want you to stay. We did. I don't want to name banks. You know, banks, you don't want to name them. We got cheated almost $2 million. And I felt that's too much. One transfer. You cannot do that. That will never happen again. So we will meet the central bank to try to see how we can raise. I've asked them to contact you to tell how much dollars we will need now. Because the Saudi authority urged me to do all payments now, not to wait. And that's why the commission have been tasked to contact all the agents so that we know the number of dollars you will need, and then we'll make the central bank. Somebody also have offered to sell us dollars less than 70, if that still stands. So the earlier we pay, the better, because the dollar is unpredictable, so that we can close that chapter. So they've been informed to contact you so that we know how many dollars we need, or we will try as a government through the Ministry of Finance to the central bank. They've been very cooperative. The central bank and Ministry of Finance have been very swift in meeting our request, because the president have made it very clear for them to give us support, make sure that we deliver a very successful Hajj. And they did not waver 1 second. Immediately we demanded the dollars, they gave it to us. But they took it to a bank. They transferred it to a bank. And that bank took so much of our money. I think we need to think how we do our transfers to avoid that. I don't mind a bank making 10 butut, 20 butut, but if you want to make almost a $1 on a mere transfer of that huge amount of money, it is not possible. That cannot work. So we will see with the central bank to see how they can help us alleviate that situation, that you don't suffer in losing money in transferring money for your operations. So that I have made that pledge to work that out together with the Minister of Finance and the Governor of the Central Bank. I think that one is absolutely what we want to do. So as a government, we realize that the depreciation between the dalasi and the dollar is almost about 3-4%, not more than that, from last year's rate to this year's rate. And we've realized that we have gone down in most of our costs, with the exception of Minna, where we're going for Class C. We could have got it cheaper if we go for Class D, but we want our pilgrims to have the best out of it. So we are going to Class C, Class C in Minna. We've realized that there is a reduction of cost in the package. Therefore, we wanted to reflect these things. The president wanted us to reflect this cost also on the pilgrims. Therefore, the package from last year of $531 will now be $525, a reduction of $6,000 from $531,000 last year. Now it's $525,000 this year, a reduction of $6,000. Despite the fact that the costs have gone more than that, but we still want you to maintain some degree of profitability in your operation. And we will stand to support you in accessing foreign exchange so that you will also not suffer from black market rates in buying your dollars. But then, to avoid that, we need to act fast. We need to make sure that we do something realistic as quickly as possible. Now, then come in the complicated issue of VIP. Those who want to conduct the services of VIP. It will be difficult this year. It can be difficult, it can be easy. Because the hotel they are staying is VIP, is 4-star. But you will be staying 4 in a room. But if you want VIP, they have 290, is it 290, how many VIP rooms? 200 plus, almost close to 300 VIP rooms in the hotel. That when you want to stay alone in your suite, you can stay alone in your suite. You want to stay alone in your normal room, you can stay. But that is what we call room supplement. You, the operator, you negotiate that with the hotel, charge your client what he wants to pay. That's not our problem. That should not be our problem, really. If you have a client who want to stay in that 4-star hotel alone, or want to stay with a wife, or want to stay with a partner, or want to stay with a companion, or want to be 3 in a room instead of 4, want to be 1 in a room instead of 4, want to be 2 in a room instead of 4, that is VIP. They have special room for that. They have a special restaurant for that. They have special facilities for that. So that is also left for agents to explore. I said we can open that door. The commission cannot negotiate that. That's you, the agent, to go and negotiate. If you get $10, you charge your client $300, you can pay it, so be it. That's your money. Nothing to do with us. You make your business. The client wants to pay for it. He wants to enjoy that privacy in performing Hajj. He wants to make his wife comfortable, or daughter, or child, or whatever, comfortable in Hajj. That's so be it. That is not to do with us. But we make sure that the hotel requested the number of people who wanted to book this room before they sell these rooms out. And I told the Hajj Commission to engage the agents who want to sell VIP to do that. Now, the next thing that came on the table was about the issue of non-resident Gambians living in Europe wanting to use our package to go to Mecca. Look here, people farm for years before they get money. Some sell their properties before they get money. Some sell their livestock before they got money. Some, their children hustle years before they get money. And there are a few others there who have the dollars in thousands. They have the money. Now, I told the Saudi authorities I have a problem. I cannot allow non-resident to buy all the package, Hajj package, at the expense of resident Gambians. How do we address this? What are they doing, they, the Saudis, to address this matter? Because somebody who is doing farming, groundnut or whatever, somebody who sells his livestock, somebody who sells his property to make cannot be compared with somebody who may be earning thousands of dollars a month to compete in a Hajj package. That is not possible. They said they had the problem in Saudi. What they did was they created a quota system. They say this quota is for non-resident Saudis outside Saudi Arabia. If it's exhausted, it is exhausted. Then I said, we cannot do that now. But we must have a Hajj policy. I have directed the ministry to work with the commission members to have a policy delivered in the next 3 months to the ministry. And that policy also will have regulations. And in those regulations, we now can sit down as a commission, as a ministry. What do we do regarding non-resident Gambians who want to use our quota to go to Mecca? The policy and the regulation has to be in place for that to be addressed. And I think the issue of quota, Gambian quota, because our population has now gone beyond 2 million. But what the Saudis are saying is clear. We have not got your census results certified by the United Nations. Once it is certified by the UN, you are qualified for 2 million, 2,500, yes. But our census results are provisional. They have not been certified by the UN body. So we are now trying to see how that can be expedited, not for this year, but for next year. So that by next year, we have extra 500. And then the issue of agents. Senegal told me they have 300 something. Bangladesh told me they have 700 and something. Everybody was asking us how is Gambia managing? I said our people are different, but they have the same heart. Our people are people who can always mingle, do things together. Gambians have a good heart. They are good people. We can always find a solution. We have divided our groups into 3 groups. Now, because they have been compelled by the Saudis to divide they will not accept these agents anymore. They will only accept groups for every country. Now, then on the sideline, I had a meeting with the Sierra Leonean officer in charge of Hajj. They have about 350,000. 3,500 pilgrims. But about 1,500 only goes to apply for pilgrimage to Mecca. Then I said, I want the 2,000. I wouldn't mind giving extra $100 on each of these extra 2,000. We can do it as a government. We can see how we can manage to get the extra, because we have over 6,000 who want to come to Mecca. Then the issue of sovereignty came in. Sierra Leonean passports, all the rest of it. Then I went to the Saudi minister, became friends. He said it will be difficult for us to do that, for us to give you. I wanted us to trade, to give us extra, the 2,000 to Gambia, so that we can deal with the Sierra Leonean people and get the 2,000 extra on top. He said it was decided at a convention years ago, and they cannot change that convention for them to do that. So now what I want to do is to urge you, agents, to extend yourself, because you can have pilgrims of Sierra Leone using the flight in Gambia. You understand what I'm saying? If you have your pilgrims with Sierra Leonean passport, going to Mecca, flight is not the plane can lift here and then go and pick the passengers and proceed to Mecca. Or they can start there, pick the passengers, come here and depart and go. So I think I'm just saying this because we have something lying there that we can find a way how we can really tap it. Because the guy, in fact, he's promising to come here. So when he comes, I will have to call a meeting of all the stakeholders, and then we sit down and see how we can get that extra 2,000 pilgrims, let them be Sierra Leonean. What marketing can we do to encourage them, whatever we can do? Gambian companies are too good. They're very good in marketing and encouraging. So we try to see what we can do, because we have 2,000 lying there, which we definitely would need to really help some of our people here who want to, that would help even our diaspora quota to minimize the situation. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think this is all for the Hajj. If I have forgotten something, Amir, mun naa la jox nga ñëw am loo si yokka pour ñu déglu gaay ku am loo laajte nga laajte ko su ko defee ñu waxtaanee ko ñu seet naka la ñoo def waaye pour tëral kàddu rek maa ngi leen di gërëm sant leen trop. Surtout commission bi ak membership commission bi yépp liggéey bu rafet bi ngeen def ak coono bi ngeen si daj ak ku nekk pexe bi mu def bañ mun a toll fii gërëm nañ yépp. comme ni ma ko waxee wecceeku yombut booy wecci nit ñi duñ xam luy ñëw su ko defee ñenn ñi dañ ci am ñaari xel, it's natural. waaye yéen ñëpp a ñëw booloo ànd ak ñun ñu liggéey si. amoon nañu ko doon jéem a jëfel dem ba si député yi wax lu bari wax fale waaye bañ demee ci député yi wax leen li xew dañ ñu ne ñu ngi leen a gërëm ñu ngi gërëm nag député itam di gërëm Ministry of Works Ibrahima Silla di gërëm Permanent Secretary Ministry of foreign affairs ak foreign affairs ministry bi di gërëm ministry of tourism permanent secretary ak ministry bi yëpp di gërëm permanent secretary ministry of health di gërëm permanent secretary ministry of finance di gërëm mbooleem suñ ministry bi ñëpp commission bi yëpp ku nekk taxaw na si liggéeyal seen réew te loolu lu am solo la buñ bokkee xelaat yàlla dinañu dimbal lépp lum sunu lii mbiri màkka la mbiri yàlla lum tegal la lépp lu ci ni def na nekk lu lew lu sell la pour sa ëllëg te loolu mooy li nga xam ne moom la commission bi loolu la commission bi jiital mooy jiital itte réew mi jiital Gambian si jiital ñëpp ba yëf yëpp rek la ba mu toll fii ñu gërëm leen ñu sant leen bu baax a baax ku ci am jafe-jafe nag ci agency ngeen contact naka la tuddaati commission bi lu ñu indi ministre bi dina ko seet waxtaan ak yéen seet naka lañ cee mun a def ba juboo ci ba bokk ci kàddu léegi imam Amir su fekkee am nga loote su la caa paasin bi alaawee nga ñëw nga sànni si kàddu nga wax ci tuuti bismillah
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاهم أجمعين السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته مبمنستا كنت نمبا جايلا باكي على نين نياتونك ميالونكو أيا لاندي سيلولا ميمو ككفو mirola kakafu sembola kakafu ferola pour min batina ko Gambia ngaje ko hijo keta nyama be tata nyama muruta nanga nyama ala baraka bake atala wonin idea nyin be Sheikh Isa kontona min keta sufrisami kansula nyaton koti anin govono fana fela nata amma be tale fala ma be fana kumata bake le kat niaje kon kamma manno watola adi ata nyame may tolla sopoto le ate nadala ko kata ma nyama ni ministre tata fem fa aka je ko Gambia kolem aka lola aka tamandi mbe jayla mbe tentunani wala ministre min fojang nte tambino la wala hijo dum aka tama nyawo nyama ma sanyanta kalam talale mune dunta jele mune finta jinga la nyaadile ni ma sa kumpata wala nak reporto safe nyawo nyama nak ate kela kutimi yalo ka fangole lota fo kaje ko adunta tenne fintita tenne ni reporto nata fango balna ko fene tuta ko makata ate yalo ne moneketa woto ala mabe o anin kaje anin ka kaya nyama ate fango nyala wo kumata bakale ka to nyato kaya mo woleti kabrin contrat ko sayenta janne min sanatna mol selek min nyanta tala pour ka hotelo nyin tombo akoli atale de tili lulu sino ma fenke amandia katu ye fenne san mi alon koy maaje say betala ko fengo ñun tombon ay ke ko ite laftala ñamen ko ya sen ñawi jikitala ñamen ma ama sonia bar se ki sañol fele wol fango ma betale ntata jandi mba fala ko dal ngawo sotole ko le abale ke tajele makadum e bedda woda ni mobe ñaato do fanam be koma hoteloto nin hotelo do bete nyaato katanin kaba woto isalon ko do fanan bete ko mabe tamile la pour kata kaba lafta mol yo kalamuta ya lon ko wala be keri makajele akola maka amanke motimi yalon ka botna europa ko kata banjul waran kata gambia pour kata tourisme yalan kata nganda ha makadum e koy balole nota ila junubo le siata e lafta pour kata pour ko junubo nyin konkon yaku ate sonian wala isi ko do jo nyawonya nyama yetara tawato ni athara ko junubo nyi mimbe bala wonnotela ala yalon ka be o junubo kula nyama yeta da hano la wala ntol ka traile pour ka je ko ferolem tumando bato karisi daha baro karla daha nyin aka filile fa ay hotel da jaw male jo bar abe filale wo filo nyin foy finti ka nyini jani ba fala ngajelo o bata fa ala ya bondi bala dron amari si wojo ay taraji nanata tawafola ate dulajo ala mi ala ko VIP fona kata presidente wala ka VIP tawafo soto na mankateti fo ye pousse ministre fele tolle tata umrala nak e ka jele ko umrala le bo ka je ko ministre lem woto VIP danu lale bala de ya ke nyaw nyama dan lale bala inata bere fayola ni manke president oti VIP teje askeno dola bere fongo yetemma VIP teje woto VIP ya dawoda danu lale bala lafta pour mo le o kalamta kana fako dan tol batata i batata nyamen dole be je mi alon ko dole siate tati a batala warta tati woto mbesi fere ke ngalon ko makka doro nem e kata makka dum ala balantele fo kajo ko yatra nyaw nyama faali kanyandro ni ente dandu la doto du la doy ba jela ko imu hijilal fana mu hijilaleti e ka ihramu midnum koy malem fananta koy malem jang askeno ministre bayole da jawe atantol betati bandi dun tajel nak ye yaram faro min dum fana nga wole dum e beta fo min kala fana be wole kala e be bero mi fa fana fa wa konto be wole fayla woto salon ka lafta nga kalamta ko duniya bolo asike nyonya mo dulale be jimal ko mbebe kanya na wotole woto ministre mi foja mote tambino la jele nak min beje opretol mo moy si fede kan ye nyaada yitandi mola yenden dima di mola yela diam dima di mola woto mo le lakilano ka je ko kar mo kende baleti katu yewo sotole dépense ta kunna pour ka bondi ka di mola bal ila daji ka kendo doron e ko le binan adandula to yadi hijilale woto mo hilal ba fala kon tella operator karide o betata bakele kalifinti nga fonu serum ba fola nyinan nimbe benta min kata makka asikenu la kodole sata mo betati bare hijila mi tiketo jo ite mo operator mi ala ko ila kodole sata o hijilate hijilale mi la bosti kati lata makka nyin ila tiketo ila domoro ila ladula hijilale ya jo woto mi o tiketo jole mi la bosti de fere ke yaje ko jandi bela la fango yelale jadi be domoro kele fere ke yaje ka fana e domoro kele wala kuma katu atele mi la bosti ni yaje ko itata makka ma fo ko man tiketo sanode bar nyin tiketo atele yasan o ladula atele yasan ayadila woto nyimbe mbe saje ko na higilale moti mi alon ko wala kuma yatandol beti nin tata makka katun tol tata pour que to la hijo dada nga ferek nga nganyo kekilinti Gambia mo wuli fula damale Senegal min bendala mo wuli tang ani saba ni wol keno ta nyama keno ta kilinti ntol ni Senegal bele denta daji kola ntol denta adola ntol denta kangola ntol denta fengo bela ni tol ya keno ntol mu wuli fula damaleti ntol do ko nyanta beti ala katambi modet kan tol nga nyolonne Senegal asi keno ila operator ma nyolon ntol nga nyolonne momo ila korda be damta e mo nyoyalonne woto kake kilinti nga do ko ka nyama wala kumayata ñimu kulet mi alon ko lafta ka wala fajele woton saje ko dal minisala jibero kola tili saban kata ala office kono ninta da ka fa hande information lafta min al ma be sabanande fati fongo ko be karam fa ya long ako ngaje ko hijo ni ngake 525 abete atale woto amanna pour ka foten bal aya karanne ka fo ko al ko kare sambana ala katal fo nga be samba ngala ndanya telmo nak woto mala nyin kunto anata fo ngamra fo janya mal be yalo ne ko to fenno mi yalo ko ma fo akum fe bar aya karana janda ka fo woto mbe si fere nga ngani yakil nyin kafu nga do ko ka nyama nga ta nyama nga murunan sina ya teje konnante ya teje do ko kilingole wolen tol samba nga gambiano damale samba bo damaji be ko gambiano wolle be hotel kilingola gambiano wolle tata hijola o gambiat kilingoni wolle pakke jojo tata jele fere ke nak kana fa ko nyimanke nakilianoti aje ko gambiano lem nin tata jang aje ko nakiliano lem ni futata gambia ni futata makka aje ko nyin gambiano lem kana aje ko nyimu nakilianoti yemim fem keno pour ka makoy amakoy hijobe tala nyaato foni mo ya fa ko karla daji ko betata le abuka mojibe ko karma la kilanta ka bele makoy wo fana yete la fale bani jenkete karna ki ma fale ba fale kari wodal tamita aje ko mallon fan ay me dada ay tiñale woto fere ke dal yaaje ko gambeno damale tata hijola yemin fenke yemin mako yolem gambeno tinak hijilalem lafta fen fene fola nak nte tamino la min saymi fo ala baraka bake mbe min safana do ala lama ala ya men do place wala bal asa lafa ala makam wala inshallah ala baraka wa salatu wa barakatuh
Thank you so much, Amir, and I would also like to thank the Honorable Minister for that detailed briefing to the public. As he was saying, the floor is now open. We will allow the commission members, if they have anything to say, before we invite the media to come for questioning, or any other partner that wants to say something. Commission members. Well, commission members. Nothing to add? I think it was very detailed. Nothing is Dara Desut. Okay. Then Dara Desut, thank you so much. I also believe so, that it was very detailed. Wow, so it's now. Wow. The floor is now open to the media, if or any member or partner, if you have something to ask, please, let's do it in this way. Introduce yourself, your name, and the media house that you are representing. Do we have a moving mic?
Come around here, Mr. QTV.
Okay, come here, because do we have a moving mic? Okay, it's here, Nyasi, Evo.
QTV have not applied to the South authorities.
Okay.
Thank you. Honorable, just a brief one. You mentioned that GIA is partnering with a Dubai-based company. I was wondering if you could share the name of the company.
Thank you. Mr. GIA, tell us, what's his name?
His name is Giwan Holdings.
They want to go to the internet to find out what the company is. Give them the full name. An era of transparency.
Yes, the name is Giwan Holdings, and it's spelled Gewan Holdings. It is an Abu Dhabi-based conglomerate that is specialized in airline operations, construction, and other different sectors. Thank you.
I have a question to add on to that.
Wow, okay.
Last year, our agents suffered. Can I put this on? Yes. Okay.
This one. Last year, our agents suffered with the airlines that we use. They stayed extra days. They lost a lot of money. A lot of money. And they suffered. Nobody came to their aid to pay them that money they lost. These are businessmen and women. They want to make money out of what they are doing. They have a passion. They love doing these things, but they need to maintain themselves in the business so that they can improve on the facilities and do better. I hope, and I told you when we were signing this agreement, the dates, I told you, I mean, the dates will not change 1 minute. The agreed date to fly in will be agreed date to fly out will be respected. We will not have any margin on the company and GIA if they fail to honor these dates. People cannot afford to be subjected to losses after all the effort they made, just because a company did not fulfill obligations. I just want to raise this point. It was a concern, and I raised it with him repeatedly. So can we hear from you?
Thank you, Honorable Minister. I think that is a very important question.
Concern.
Concern, right. This was, I think, the oversight that we had made last year. This clause was excluded from the contract that we have signed with Ethiopian Airlines.
Go to the answer the question. It's a valid question. Some lost 2 million. Nobody gave them that money back. They are not going to check the visa.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Minister. I think that is that was a very important question. Yes, you are right, because us as a company, GIA, we lost over $50,000. I think if we suffered more than all the operators, all the private operators. So The reason why that really happened last year was an oversight, in the contract that we have signed with the airline, that is the Ethiopian Airways airline. There was the clause that was actually included in the contract. In case, the slots are not respected, it was very open. And we could not actually leverage on that when the dates have been changed by the Ethiopian Airlines. We tried to explore the legal options, but we've seen that, really we could not really use that because it was an open clause.
It was a bad one.
Well, it was I would just say that it was an oversight sort of, yeah. But for this year, what we have done.
Tell us. That's what we want to know, isn't it? Put it on record.
This year, what we have done, because we have to understand that, the airline that is actually uplifting the pilgrims from the Gambia to KSA, that is the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, it's not only a foreign airline that is involved. It's your national carrier. GIA is a partner with a joint venture. We must protect the national interest, and that's what we're going to stand for. So therefore, the contract, at the time that we were negotiating that, we have taken that into account, and we must make sure that, the dates that actually are stated in those contracts will be respected, and we will try as much as possible. We protect that, as I said, this is about the Gambia, and we must protect the interests of the Gambia. We are the national carrier. We are here for you. Thank you.
I have something before we proceed.
Thank you.
Just no, you can sit down.
Do you know his name? Or do you know him? No. Do you want to know? Gentlemen, please introduce yourself.
Well, I believe I've interacted with some of the media houses before. My name is Numo Kisane, and I'm the Managing Director of Gambia International Airlines, known as GIA. Thank you. I was a former banker.
Just a quick one, Permanent Secretary. I think 4 days will come and name the companies that have been licensed to do, one of them to come and name the company that have been licensed to do Hajj operation this year. This was a big fight. Everybody in the Gambia wanted to perform Hajj operation. I have over 50 companies that came to me. And they went to everywhere in this country, lobbying, everybody, using politics, using this, using that, I'm this, I'm that. But what I told them was, I will not budge 1 minute for them to dilute this Hajj into a game of chess. I won't do it. Some are not happy with me. They insult me, abuse me for not giving them to operate, not allowing, because I want the commission. You cannot take everybody who wants to go to. What's the business then? It's better you don't get involved. If everybody who is going into it, what are you going to do? So we limited the number. And that limit, let me repeat, those who are going, if you don't perform, risk being delisted out. And we will maintain the orders to grow. If you don't perform, whoever you are, believe me, if you don't perform, rest assured that I will not hesitate to struck you out. Let me just make this clear. Fode, can you come and read the names of all those who were licensed? Not their quota, just the names of the companies. No, let him ask a question first. Maybe, yes? Yes, sir.
Usman, introduce yourself.
Fode Kai.
Usman Ba, represent Algazin Travel Agency. Suma laaj bu njëkk maa ko jëmale bi ministre di wax dafa tudda $10 boo xam ne reduce nañ ko mu tudda feneen tamit $200 mu reduce waaye ci mbir na dafa mel ni mention benn
There is a figure there. Tuuti lañ yokk rek. I think you can give them that. Wow, dama ko yokka tuuti because dama bëggoon upgrade Gambian pilgrims. Munoon naa dem cheaper. Why I felt the comfort of pilgrims. What it's important to know. Pour mu justify the reduction of cost. You are right. That's a very valid observation. You give them the correct figure. You have it with you. Give them they need to know. Very valid. Sit down. Thank you. Your question will be answered. Now come and give them the names of the companies that have been licensed to operate Hajj this year. It's important. He's right.
Thank you, Honorable, for giving me the opportunity, and I thank you very much for attending this wonderful presentation of our Honorable Minister. As he rightly mentioned, we have received more than or close to 50 applicants from different companies who are interested in operating Hajj. Alhamdulillah, with the support of his Honorable himself, Amirul Hajj, and the commission members, were able to reduce the number up to around 15, whom we believe they have the ability, the competence, and all the know-how to operate in Hajj. They are firstly, as you know, GIA is one of them, Government International Airlines, Bandur Travel Agency, Tiwawan Travels and Tours, Orbit Travel Agency, Travel Express Agency, Continental Travels Limited, Amana Travel and Tours, Maya Global Travel Agency, Argasimo Travel Agency, Crossbridge Travel Agency or Travels Limited, Alfast Travel Agency, Al Huda Travel Agency, Grupo Soninkara Travels, Prestige World Travel Limited, and Isa Muhammad Travel Agency. These are the 15 authorized operators to uplift government pilgrims from the Gambia to Saudi Arabia. Although we have been experiencing people taking money from agencies who are not registered as travel agencies, so we advise and warn all Gambians not to buy Hajj packet from any other passport at least mentioned operators. Okay, no problem. The Gambia International Airlines, number 1, we all them GIA, and you have Banjul Travel Agency, number 2, number 3, Tiwawan Travels and Tours, number 4, Orbit Travel Agency, number 5, number 5, Travel Express Agency, number 6, Continental Travel Agency or Travels and Tours, number 7, Amana Travel and Tours, number 8, Maya Global Travel Agency, number 9, Algasimo Travel Agency, number 10, Crossbridge Travels Limited, number 11, Alfast Travel Agency, number 13, Grupo Soninkara, number 12, Al Huda Travel, number 13, Grupo Soninkara, number 14, Prestige World Travels Limited, and number 15, Isa Muhammad Travel Agency. These are the authorized travel agency to take pilgrims from Banjul to Mecca and back. If you pay to any other agency other than this, you may fall a victim of a scam. So we urge everyone, if you want to take your person or you want to go to Mecca, contact these mentioned travel agencies, then you pay your package as advised by the Honorable Minister. Yeah. Okay, the Mina, there's a difference of 200 and something real compared to last year Mina service. Yeah. Yes, no problem. I have it. Okay, the package includes the following: aircrafts from Banjul to Medina, return from Jeddah to Banjul. Number 2, the hotel accommodation in Makkah and Medina. Number 3, the catering food, Makkah and Medina. Number 4, transport from airport Medina to a hotel in Medina. From Medina to Makkah. From Makkah to Mina, Mina to Makkah, and Mina back to Jeddah. All other transports is not included. People go, I want to do ziyarah, that's not part of the package. You want to do ziyarah, it's not part of the package. I want to visit some other place, it's not part of the package. The package, the transport from Medina Airport to a hotel in Medina. From a hotel in Medina to a hotel in Makkah. When we are going to Mina, the bus will take you to Mina. When you are coming back from Mina, the bus will take you back to a hotel in Makkah. The return date take you from a hotel to the airport in Jeddah. That's all. Any other transport activity is not included. You may ask, they will take you for ziyarah. You pay for the bus or pay for the taxi depending on your agreement with your service provider. the tent, the camp, the food at Mina is part of it. And the visa included as well. And the Zamzam as well. 5 liters Zamzam for every pilgrim. 5-meter bottle of Zamzam will be provided, is included in the package. Some will say ram is not included. Ram is not included. Suitcases are not included. Your ihram is not included. Your bags are not included in the package. Yeah. The bags you arrange with your operator. Some they'll have their bags of Asobi of the same color for their company. They know how to sell it. And the ram also, they know they'll be, I think Amir will. Okay. Okay, Honorable.
I don't want to name anybody, but the person knows who the person is. Anybody caught overcharging pilgrims, consider that you are out for next package, and you will refund the money fully. Let me just make that clear. Anybody caught overcharging pilgrims on this issue of ram, you will pay the money, you will be delisted for next year's salary. Whether Ahmad Bai is dead or alive, that government, Gambia government will do that. Just for their information.
Is there any other question? Maybe Amir will ask.
Thank you. I think that answers Alaji Usman's question and Mr. Nyasi. Mr. Nyasi, you got the expected answer. Alaji Usman as well. Well, thank you. Allow the order. Please introduce yourself, please.
Yes, I will do that.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll do that.
ñu ngi gërëm honorable minister ci leeral bi mu leeral ci hajj 2025 waaye bala ma introduce boobu ma leeru gannaaw tuuti rek maa ngi tudda imam Qadi Bashir Muxtaar bi di doom ci Muxtaar bi Serekunda di rakka ci imam Baba Muxtaar bi ñoo bokk ndey baay bi maana li ministre honorable ministre wax fii yàlla wërsëgal nañu yàgg nañu liggéey ci aj bi waaye lu ni mel musta am ministre mu ñëw joxe conférence leeral bi mu leeral ni ñu koo gërëm ci loolu suma loolu ngir maa ne la dama déggut kañ lañ fa war a jógee ak kañ lañ war a dellusiwaat so loolu so dama yaakaar ni waaw xam nga dafa dañ ko bàyyi waaw léegi pare gu waay
waaw Fodé kon taxaw si ba pare.
The schedule for departure for the MBC anyway is 15th May, 15th, 16th, and 17th departure. 15th, 16th, and 17th May 2025. Wow.
Well, tentatively, huh?
No, but I can tell you why. Even Senegal is not confirmed yet.
Okay. So when are you going to confirm?
On the slot.
When are you going to confirm?
That one.
Saudi slot.
Yes.
Wow. Why don't the minister be whenever? So tell him if I can tell him slot.
That's what they are working on.
No. That's what I'm
Not
doing.
confirmed yet.
So tell him if I can tell him slot. So lady and one and five. Madam Central Bank.
Well, Fodé, don't go too far. Wait. Pare. Pare. Okay. What?
I'm interrupted. So,
No, why you go ahead? Joko.
li daanaka li ma doon laajte rek dafa ci am supplément su ma cee teg rek mooy bien sûr dafa important si ñoom li ministre wax noonu day toll ci jamono boo xam ne lépp lu doomi aadama def ko programme ministre wax na lépp loo xam ne fa lañ war a jaar te kenn ku nekk dafa am melokaan boobu bon nañu naka la ñu ñëpp ñu bokk a ñaan yàlla ni ko tëralee yéen a ko yàlla tëralee loolu te dañoo wax ne moom laal na ko sax waaye naa ci yokk tuuti duyufu rahman ku jaaj gani yàlla la
billahi wa rabbul kaaba ko men ro yàlla men wala ku fa jël xaalis boo xam ne lew la yàlla jëflante yow te ñëpp xam nañ dollar la ñoo wéyi ñëpp xam nañ dollar la ñoo demee bu boobaa nag képp koo xam ne yaa ngi jógee du nga nekk amin wax na ko o para ñaar fukki at maa moom ñooy liggéey dafa attere ni ma tere ni koola rek bu nga moo dugal sama diggante ci liggéey te yàlla na ko yàlla saxalal mais ko ndaw ci li moo def bu boobaa nag mu nekk ujaaj yi mooy ñun suñ boos da ngaa fekk ujaaj koo xam ne mu ngi takkawali sa liggéey dimbale ko yàlla ngaa dimbale kon nag bu boobaa wax bi daanaka mat na léegi la des na ci liggéey bi nag ñu ñëpp ñu bokk ñu ñaan si yàlla yombalal ñu ko kenn ku nekk mu ngi spéculé bi maanaam mu ngi xalaat kon nag lii ñëw yàlla nañu ko yàlla leeral jërëjëf.
Amin, amin. Thank you, jërëjëf. The floor is still open for few.
last question you close.
Waaw. Waaw. Ah, waaye su fekkee dafa leer trop amuñ benn question. It looks like. Ah? One day, okay.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I have a question.
Go ahead, introduce.
Okay, I'm Jenke Sise from the Point newspaper. My question first has been asked when the departure should be, and also when is the official application starting, and with the VIP residents, is it by first come first serve or is it
by choice? By choice to your agent.
Your question is already answered, right? Janke?
Of the hand to be applicable.
Yes. It's a choice. We have the money, we have the big dollars, you go for VIP.
There's another, okay. There's another question over there. Oh, you want to answer? Okay, go ahead.
See, ask for official registration of pilgrims, those who want to go to Mecca. When can they register? That's what you're asking, right, sister? You're asking when can people start paying, right? It has started since 3 or 4 months back. It's almost full. It's almost full now. Almost. The Gambia, we have 2,000 pilgrims. 2,000 pilgrims from Gambia plus 20 officials.
So are registered for next year, 2020?
Yes, the 2,000 is almost. Yes, boss.
My name is Mrs. Jackie Kaira from Travel Express. On behalf of my colleagues, other hospitals, Ami Isla, Lejan, and the others, I would like to say a big thank you to the Minister and the High Commission members. We appreciate your effort that you've done since you're taking over from office. You try to do everything in your means possible to make the high package very reasonable. Thank you for that. We appreciate it. And Amir, thank you for your effort and your team, the High Commission. As I always say, I'm the chair of the High operators. Regarding the RAM, I want to make it clear. The RAM issues, you don't put it in the package because you have a choice to choose the type of Hajj you want to perform. It depends on the pilgrims, the type of Hajj he or she wants to perform. When they come to the office, they will tell us that type of Hajj they want to perform. And with that one,
yes.
And with that one, I want to make it clear, with that one, we will advise you. And I know most of my colleagues, we do some trainings, and we tell them the type of Hajj we do. And then from there, you choose the one you want to do. And also for the RAM prices, there's a different type of RAMs that we want to buy. For me, I don't know others, but I will tell you the type of one you want. If you want to kill a goat, a sheep, it depends on you. And also, the RAM we normally cook for them. And to cook the RAM, you have to pay the cook to cook it for you. So we need to make everything clear. If you say the RAM this year is $200, as Amir said, that means we cannot cook for them. And just our signatures, most of us, that we cook for them when we get back to the hotels. Because we have to pay for the food. I know that some made a mistake. Maybe they are new to the operation, or maybe as last year, as you said, there were a lot of issues regarding flights, and contingency wasn't catered for, or if catered for, it was reduced. So when we have extra days that we are supposed to spend in Makkah, maybe they subsidize it with that. At least they should have, as I always say, we are all one Gambia. Yeah. When it comes to marketing, we do our marketing in our separate ways. But when it comes to operation, I think we should work hand in glove. So as I said it last year, and I will say it again. When it comes to operations, it's Gambia, not individually. It's not individually. So the moment you have to do with to advertise, talk to your customers. We can all be in one hotel, that's fine. But we have to have it all when it comes to operation. So with the RAM, I think what you need to do, discuss with our pilgrims, tell them the types of RAM, if you want to kill a sheep, or a goat, or all the other stuff. It depends. Like in Gambia, when it comes to Tabasco, like around 300. Why, as you said, comme ni ko ma wax ko si olof pour ñeneen ñi tamit ñuy déglu si biti dégg ko comme ni ko dee waxee rek xaj dafa nekk loo xam ne rek dafa war a sell la métti na paas bi cher na ko waaye ñëpp dañ méttoo ne moo gën a incha allah rabbi jërëjëf
balaa ñoo conclure nag dafa am lu borom hôtel bi waxoon hôtel bu ees pour la and is sophisticated mu ne ñu train nit ñi in fact ministre bi wax na ma ko ñu yóbbu nit ñi ci benn hôtel train leen bi ñoo usee kama bi no jarul laaf du serious because ministre bi daf ma ko wax mu ne ma make sure sa gars yi ñu train seen ujaaji naka la ñoo usee hôtel facility bi ni ngaa duggee si wanag bi góor mun na woon moro bi góoram ni moo toogee jigéen woon moro mi jigéenam ni ñoo usee toilet bi very important they stress it I mean these are new facilities it's not like you know old hotel bi nga bi yëpp it's almost a lot of automatic things do happen so te suñ nit ñi nga gis ñu ne ci li ma Saudi bi sax mun ak ñoo benn yoon lañ mus a travel ci plane mooy kere ba ñoo ñëw màkk wax na ko kerek mu ne ma therefore training dafa war a am component ci seen programme bi mu ne ñu ngee train am na 33 countries yuñ jox matériel pour training ma ne ko ndax di ñu jox matériel mu ne waaw mun na provide matériel yónnee ko pour ñu mun a train nit ñi training boobu dafa important de bi ko nit dina dem ci kama du am naka la koo yuusee bu ko defar boppam du am naka la taab bi nga ubbi ko mu ngi am ndox bu tàng ndox xamuloo noo koy lakk sa yaram bi no it's important waaw lift bi sax moom mun naa am sax waaw loolu yëpp surtout taab bi ndox bu tàng bi nga taal ubbi ko balaa ngaa lii fekk sa yaram bi yëpp lakk na so I think lii it escape my mind mu ne ma wax leen ko pour ngeen jël special training ngeen jël benn hôtel boo xam ne am na fa buy benn néeg lañ lim ñaari néeg fii ñu woon fi jigéen ñi fii ñu woon fi góor ñi nu ñoo ubbee ndox mu tànga mi ak all the rest of it lii moom ñaan nañ ñu ko pour ñu yeggee ko ujaaj yi war a ñëw so dafa war a am training programme wax naa ko commission bi pour ñu seet nu ñu mun a toog ak yéen jël pilgrim doo leen mun a 2000 nit doo leen mun a train benn bés waaye ngeen seet noo leen ko defee ay groupe ñun ñu seet nu ñu leen dimbalee ci affaire yi lekk ak aj ak yooyu ministre bi seet lu ñu mun a pour dimbale leen ngeen def da training programme mu mun a soxsi dama ko fàtte woon balaa maa dem te fàttewu ba ma fàttali ko ndey fi mu ne mun ngaa close ñii ñoom ñu dem ñu continuer si
da nga am beneen loo si aat
waaw li nga wax rek xam nga bari buñ kay seen affaire rek waaye loolu foog naa ñu ñëpp dañ am parce que loolu bu mun a nekk benn bi si ñun ñëpp dañ di am suñu individual training si session si ñuy def. So dama foog ne session si ñoo def ku nekk da nga ko fa war a wax. So du nekk benn bis rek ba am na ñoo xam ne ñun ñëpp ay dajaloo loolu. So dama foog ne while we doing this training every week session si ñu won leen ko foofu noonu. Basically ñeneen ñu bari si office si lañu ñëw so ñu won leen difference si foofu.
ñi nga fay ñu jël hôtel saa li ñuy wax jël leen hôtel wane néeg ba wane table wane toilette ba.
waaw mun nañoo def loolu waaye dafa fekk ne dañoo nekk di leen ko wax di leen ko won di leen ko wax den benn bis rek ñu organise ko ñu def tour si hôtel ñu won leen. waaye soo nee da ngaa def tour benn bis rek du ko mën a xam.
Okay, well, Jerejef, on that note, part 1 of this session is completed. Wow. As I said from the beginning, we have 2 sessions. One was on the Hajj 2025, and now we have the other part, which is the Kamalo Task Force report. We all know where Kamalo is, right? Yeah, okay. So now the Honorable Minister is coming to give you updates with regards to the Kamalo issues. Thank you, Honorable.
I don't have too many questions there. I'm so desperate. Good afternoon once again, Madam Permanent Secretary, Deputy Permanent Secretary, Governor, directors, officials of the Ministry of Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs, members of the press, and all other protocol respectfully observed. Today is another chapter in our quest to throw clarity on some of the issues surrounding some of our industrial layouts, which is the Kamalo industrial layout sometimes 2 years ago. As you are aware that there has been an ongoing investigation going on, and people expected to have the results of that investigation. I promised Parliament last month that I was going to deliver this report so that people can now begin to work on those who have been qualified and whose allocation is not affected by the outcome of this investigation can commence work tomorrow morning. Let me repeat, from tomorrow morning, they can commence work. By the time I assumed office, the Kamalo Task Force was already commissioned. And however, my first media engagement with you, I promised that once the task force has completed its mandate, I will make the report public. Kamalo Task Force was commissioned following an executive order to the Ministry of Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs, culminating with the numerous complaints from general public. The government, through the Ministry of Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs, set up a multi-sectorial task force to review land allocation process at the Kamalo layout and to determine the extent of impropriety. The task force, upon completion of its responsibility, submitted a 34-page report with 14 recommendations to my office. Upon receipt of the report, my ministry transmitted the same to the Attorney General chambers, requesting for a legal advice. Consequently, the Attorney General office proffered 2 options for my consideration. On the basis of the above, I hereby adopt the 14-point recommendation of the task force into consideration. The legal opinion offered by the Minister of Justice. Recommendations are read as thus. Recommendation 1. On the recommendation for the Ministry of Local Government Religious Affairs, Lands Religious Affairs, to develop a national policy so as to outline the country's agenda on land administration and management and the roles and responsibilities of all the authorities in the land management is hereby adopted, and the implementation is on high gear for the completion of the land policy. Recommendation 2, on the recommendation for the ministry to endeavor to have a proper filing system in place and ensure that efforts are made to the effect that the Kamalo file is produced, is also hereby adopted. Remember, the Kamalo file disappeared immediately after the investigation commenced. We've still not got the file, but we hope to see the file soon. Recommendation 3. On the recommendation to cancel the Kamalo layout in entirety as an industrial layout is hereby varied and substituted with option number 2 of the legal opinion. Accordingly, Kamalo proper is hereby maintained and Kamalo extension is hereby revoked in its entirely. The second Kamalo is entirely revoked. They will be written to. All those who were allocated land there will be officially communicated in writing that their allocation have been revoked. On 5th, the recommendation to revoke those allocations within Kamalo proper that are without ministerial approval is hereby adopted. Number 6, on the recommendation to revoke allottees within Kamalo proper that have not applied with proper business registration certificate, payment receipt of application fees is accordingly adopted. Recommendation 7, on the recommendation to establish a clear-cut criteria for allocating multiple plots to an individual entity is hereby adopted. Consequently, allottees with multiple allocation hereby forfeit one to the state within Kamalo proper. In short, those who were given 2 will now be left with 1. Recommendation 8. On the recommendation to conduct a comprehensive general and specific environmental impact assessment at Kamalo proper prior to any further development on the site is adopted. The allocation given to one Modumbai without a ministerial approval is hereby revoked as per task force recommendation in Kamalo proper. 10. On the recommendation to revoke those allocations to allottees who submitted their personal bank account statement instead of the company's bank account statement with Kamalo proper is hereby adopted. Finally, on the recommendation to hold those officials accountable for the missing Kamalo file is hereby adopted. Total number of plots in both Kamalo extension and layout forfeited. Kamalo proper was 40 plots in total. 12 have been forfeited. Kamalo extension, 28, all cancelled. On the multiple allocation in Kamalo proper, names of allottees listed. JFR Trading were given plot 12 and 13. Plot 13 have been revoked. GOPI Furniture Limited was given plot 2027, plot 27 revoked. Hydra Foam Manufacturing was given plot 14 and 15, plot 15 revoked. GQ Trading Company Limited, Co. Mohammed Jah, was given plot 23, 24, plot 24 revoked. Sen JEJ, Jija and Sons, Sen Jija and Sons, was given plot 4 and plot 5. Plot 5 forfeited. Interstate Company Investment was given plot 22 and 25. Plot 25 forfeited. On allocation to ineligible applicants, the Kamalo proper. Woode Trading, plot number 3, forfeited. On presented application files, name of allottees, GOPI, Gopi Furniture, plot 20 and 27. That has already been said, isn't it? Yes. Then Gambisara White House, plot 30, forfeited. Gamplas Enterprise Limited, plot 16, forfeited. On ineligible applicants, name of allottees, Maro Farms, Plot 26 forfeited. The 7 plots compensation to the Cisse family by the ministry without any evidence presented with task force as to the integrity of the compensation process has left the whole compensation with more uncertainty and likelihood of abuse of process. In conclusion, the ministry has also noted with concern the task force recommendation on the staff of the ministry adversely mentioned by the report and consequently adopted the task force recommendation against them. Matter concluded. Ladies and gentlemen, I consider the matter over and closed. Good day. Got the record? Yes. Yes. He said this is not taken. You had it. No further question. We are done.
Okay. We will allow a few questions.
They know they've got the report. They know what's there.
No, we don't have it.
I will task them to give you a copy.
The recommendations, but not the entire report.
You want
No, we don't have it here.
They have a right to it. They have a right to what I read. I can give you
Huh?
I give you my copy.
What?
The access information.
I said we don't have it here. We didn't commit it.
The report is already published. So excuse me, just you take this. My friend, you take what is here. What I read for you is what you take. Yes. Excuse me, my friend, Mr. John. Mr. John, remove your this. Remove your this. Excuse me. Why do you